Well, howdy there, y'all. Yamasaki here. Welcome back to the channel, and today is going to be the third and final video of the RC airplane hauls. So let's rock and roll. So before I get this video started, guys, just want to say I'll leave a link down in the description below to the last two RC airplane hauls that I have done so far. And like I said, this will be the last video on these hauls. I might be going back in a couple of weeks to get maybe some servos and, you know, some miscellaneous stuff, but no more big airplanes. I have enough, as you'll see in this video. But without further ado, let's just get started. Maggie, got anything to say before I go ahead and do the video? No, she's just being lazy. But anyways, so I have a couple of them down in my room as compared to all of them that are up in the attic. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is one of them. A lot of these airplanes you're going to see, they're in kit form. So like their fuses and their wings are done, but they're not covered, or they don't have any engines or servos or anything in them. This is a small one that I got. I have been doing some work on it. When I got it, it didn't have any tail section, so I added a tail section to it, just a rudder fin and an elevator fin. Last night I finished completing the elevator and the rudder system. This is the rudder, or not the rudder, the elevator, and then this right here is the rudder fin. It'll go right here. I do want to put a nitro engine on this one. I think I'm going to go with the Max OS LA15. I think it'll be a nice motor for this thing. It might be overpowered. I did add a piece of balsa in there last night to cover up the opening in the cockpit. It will also serve as like a deck for like the receiver or the battery or whatever. Fuel tank will go in there. I'll mount the motor mount and the motor right there. I'm going to add some balsa sheets right in this area so I can put some servos back here to the control surfaces. And this is the wing. I have no idea where the servo for the wing is supposed to go, but it does have these right here that move the ailerons. But I am going to be going and putting the elevator or the servos on these two balsa plates right here that I added. They're in between the ribs, so I'll just have to cut a hole out and then mount them, and then put a control horn right there on the rod, and then I'll cut these off just right where it's sticking out of the elevator or the aileron. I keep mixing stuff up, but I don't think I can get these off. I think they were fiberglassed on. So it's one of the airplanes right there. Another airplane is this one right here. I have no idea when it was made, but I think it's like probably 30 or 40 years old. It's got a HB PDP 61 on it. I just got done taking this engine off and cleaning it last night. It was pretty stiff, so I cleaned it and I put some oil down the cylinder as well as in the crank case right there and in the carburetor, and everything seems to be moving all nice and everything. I just took the fuel tank apart today. Still got to clean it. It is really, really old, and I know it hasn't run in a long time because this funk right here is completely just dry as can be and is wearing out, as you can see there. So I'm going to have to clean out the tank there. It's a really old plane. I have no idea what it is. So if any of you guys have any information, please feel free to comment down below. So this is a sport plane. It's got a nice size engine. Been doing a little bit of work on whatever this piece is. I sanded it. It was kind of the same color and texture as the firewall right here, so I sanded it, and I'm slowly getting it to be a black color. I'm probably going to end up taking the motor off again and the mount, sanding this, and then just painting this black, the same as this. But this goes right here and screws on with these screws right here. And if you guys don't have these, I would recommend getting them. They're like painter's pens. They're like markers with paint in them. They're really, really handy to use. They're not markers, so they won't fade or anything. It's actual paint. And then right behind Maggie here is the cowl to this thing. I actually had to tear the cowl apart just right there to get it off, because it was fiberglassed or epoxied onto this piece, and this was screwed in there. And as you can see, it's got a small opening. I wouldn't have been able to get in there to get all those screws off, so I'm going to have to re-fiberglass it, which shouldn't be too hard. But I am going to end up drilling screw holes right here, and then when this is bolted on the sides here, there'll be screws so I can take this thing off at will. I did also, the guy gave me a bunch of balsa wood. Now, not all this I got, but like these big thick pieces of balsa wood I got, and just a whole bunch of balsa wood and basswood and plywood is in that box. So I did use some of that balsa wood on that airplane right there. So if any of you guys have any idea what that plane is or that plane is, comment down below. The next plane, I actually bought this plane. I did buy that plane, and then there's another plane up in the attic there that I did buy. So there was 3 planes I bought, but the rest, it was just given to me aside from, I'll just go ahead and do this and then I'll get to that wing. But I did go ahead and buy 2 big ESCs just for the future. I bought this Super Tiger electric motor and ESC combo. It's a really nice old motor. I never knew that Super Tiger made a motor, but that's pretty cool. And then I bought 6 more of these servos. Never heard of them, but they're SX101s, just regular standard servos. So that's what I got for the miscellaneous, is that and then that. But this wing here is what I got to an airplane. These are the outer struts right here that go under it. It's got a weird way of how it uses the servo. The servo mounts right there, and it moves that rod back and forth, which in turn moves both of the ailerons. As you can see there, it kind of moves. So I'll need a really big, strong servo for this wing. It's almost as big as the Roadrunner's wing, as you can see. So that does it for the stuff that is down in my room right now. So let's go up into the attic. Alright, so now we're going up into my attic. As you can see, that wing right there goes to that airplane. So just wanted to let you guys know that. I did build a little pegboard system. Right there is a piece of pegboard, and I put a screw up there and a screw up there into the stud. Put some pegs to hold some wings. So just to let you guys know, going up in here, you've seen a lot of these. A lot of them you haven't. Probably the biggest one you can see is right there. That is the fuselage to that big white wing right there. It kind of reminds me of the Pete and Poke because it is a high wing, and you can see right there that there's wires coming out to act as the center struts. I don't know what plane it is, so if you guys have any idea what this plane is, please let me know down below. I did contact one of my flying friends, old flying friend of me and my dad's. He said it probably used a big nitro 4-stroke motor, like a 120 to 150 size. It does have proof that there was a motor on it at one point, because right on the bottom there's a servo rod arm coming out to act as the throttle assembly. But there's that big one. The Roadrunner is hanging right here. I did that a little bit. But I got some fuses over there. One of them belongs to a Big Stick 60, which is this box right here. The wing and the fuse is complete, but I don't know what goes to what yet, because I just have like 3 fuses over there. Here's the control surfaces for the wing and the elevator for the Big Stick. It's kind of iconic because it has that swirling on it, but there's that. there's that big, huge, large-scale airplane right there. Some fuses right there. I did get right there, that is a, I believe the guy said, a Tower Hobbies Uproar. It's a 3D plane. That's the one I'm going to be flying this summer. I got to get that one going. As soon as I get that plane down there going, those are going to be the two that I fly this coming summer. So that's a nice one. It kind of reminds me of the Dazzler. I did think, he and I both thought it was the Dazzler, but it's not. It's like the same thing, but it's just Tower Hobbies Uproar. Got a wing right there, and you can see there's the center right there, and then there is the there's an opening right there on the one side of the wing, and then going up there is another opening, and I believe that's what these are for right here. I do have the fuse for it as well, but this right here is like an engine caddy. As you can see, there's a mount for an engine, and it's pretty cool because it's like it's a dual engine system for an airplane. I have no idea what it is. Like I said, comment down below if you know any of these. There's another wing right there, unfinished. I did get a weird airplane right here. It's got an aluminum fuselage, just a pipe or a tube, and surface there. Big wing right there, a little electric. I have to do some work to get that one going. What else? Some more surfaces right here, like control surfaces, ailerons. And then I got another wing right here, another fuse, just random control surfaces. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire collection at this point. Just a whole bunch of airplanes. It's kind of crazy to think about how many airplanes I was able to stuff up in this attic. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But so that's pretty much it, guys. That's the end for the RC airplane hauls. But I really got a good deal this time. I got more airplanes than I thought I would in the past 6 weekends than I thought I was going to have to go and do over the span of 20 years. I got really lucky. But yeah, any of those planes that you guys have seen in these past 3 videos, feel free to comment down below and let me know what it is, what brand it is, what engine it takes, what servos would be good for it, because literally, guys, like, all these planes, like, I know most of them because that's why I bought them, because I knew what they were and I've wanted them for a while. Like the Uproar, I never knew it existed, but I wanted a 3D plane that I would like to fly, and it's balsa and it's nitro. I like balsa and nitros the best out of the 3 different kinds of planes. Well, actually 4, but there's electric, small to large electric, foamies. There's balsa nitros, which are the oldest and old school method of flying. Then there's the large scale, which is what these planes with these big wings would probably get into. They're gas powered. And then there's giant scale gas powered. So there's 4 different kinds of flying you can do. You know, it doesn't really depend on what size. There's a whole bunch of classifications for RC airplanes nowadays. It's kind of confusing, but I got a really good deal. I really did. But yeah, so like I said, comment down below if you guys know anything. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment for more content. Yamasaki out. See y'all later.